Right, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday you saw me looking at my Stihl RMA 765V, the cordless commercial mower. So I thought today it might be quite useful to have a look and see how it compares to my trusty Etesia LKX2 with the Kawasaki commercial engine on it. This is a trooper of a machine and it's my go-to favourite for pretty much everything. It just gets the job done. And what you'll notice is that I have got the mulch plug in. And it doesn't matter if it's wet, dry, whatever, mulch it. That's my favourite way of mowing. Just with the, as with the Stihl, each individual corner is got its independent height adjustment. But the special thing about this Etesia is that it's got the hydrostatic gearbox. What does that mean? Well, a bit like on ride-on mowers, you use hydraulic fluid running through a set of gears and gearbox and pumps and things in here to drive the wheels. And this is the switch here that you turn it basically puts it in neutral or not. So what this then means is you get 3 different speeds, and crucially, if you push it down and pull it back, you get a reverse. Not only that, you get a diff lock if you push that forward. So if you're on rough ground and one of the wheels starts spinning, or you're trying to go across a side slope or something like that, engage your diff lock and it locks those 2 wheels together and you get a really nice smooth drive. Absolutely perfect. Like most other mowers, this is your speed controller, and then this is your dead man's handle, OPC. To do that, to engage the blade, you have to just push the red one and then you pull that down. This is your throttle and your choke as well. So I've just had it running for a couple of minutes just to drive it over here. So let's just see if she'll start up with choke, without choke. Let's go for choke because she hasn't been running very long. There we go. So, as I showed you earlier on, if you put it now, I will tell you the hydrostatic gearbox often needs a little bit of adjustment. You'll see down here that when you pull that handle there, the go handle, that is what this is the flow controller on the gearbox. And if I put it in gear, you'll see. So if I put it in gear there, you'll see it's already starting to try and engage the flow. So I find a couple of times a year I just have to engage, I just have to adjust this and find out where that neutral point is, because you know, if you push that down, you're going to go forward, you lift it back and it'll go back in reverse. So it just needs a little bit of adjustment, because what you'll find is if you suddenly have the revs up, it starts to drive itself, which is not very good if you are trying to, if you've gone off to go and empty the bucket and then you find it's fallen off an edge somewhere. So yeah, that just needs a little screw adjusting underneath there. But you'll see, as I said earlier on, what's really nice is to have the reverse gear, which is really useful on hills because it's quite a heavy lawnmower. So that's useful. So that's speed 1. And then this is speed 3. And to be fair, you can adjust it anyway. So I just, you know, you'll find yourself when you go in reverse, it automatically goes back to 1. But then before I go anywhere, I just knock that forward and then off we go again. So we're at a fairly low height. And the original test we did when we did this bit with the Stihl was about a hand's height. So that's about what we have there. We've got the mulch plug in. So let's see how we get on with this bit, this strip down here, just to see the mulching comparison against the Stihl. So to engage the blade, red one, and then pull this one back. So you'll see here when I want to do a turn, this is when you want to engage the reverse. It's easier when you've got two hands. You can see how wet the ground is, like it's sinking in there. It's a much heavier mower. Probably weighs as much as I do. Right, so there we go. We've just mulched that. 4 passes to do this bit. How's the finish? Perfect. Can't even, well, you can see the little mulched up bits there, but you can see how wet it is. But you can see, because it's heavier and we're on soft clay here, it is leaving indentations, which is, I guess, the benefit of the Stihl, because it is that bit lighter. So now what we'll do is we'll leave it at the, as we did with the Stihl. We'll leave it at this low cutting height and we'll see how far we get into this long grass, see how we get on. Alright, so what you can see there is that with the mulch plug-in, we're actually cutting that bit lower than we were with the Stihl. So this is what we managed to cut with the Stihl with the mulch plug-in, and it cut out. The Etesia is actually a bit low, so it's not an entirely fair comparison. And we got this way, and it was sounded like it was going to cut out anyway. So let's have a look under the deck. See how we're getting on. Yeah, that's a mess. That's a mess. So now let's raise the height. We'll raise to maximum cutting height as we did on the Stihl, and see how we get on. Now remember, on the Stihl, we basically couldn't do anything with the mulch plug-in. It was entirely useless and kept cutting out. So let's see how we get on with the Etesia. Heavy old beast this is. Right, bring him up. Yeah, he's not happy about that grass he had in him. Right, let's try again. Right, so what you can hear is that it wasn't very happy, but the difference between the Etesia and the Stihl is that it kept going with the mulch plug-in. It didn't stall, it didn't cut out, and actually that's not a bad finish considering the blade was barely moving. Well, it wasn't moving, but it wasn't moving at full speed, was it? So there we go. That is really the difference between the two. The petrol power, the Kawasaki on the Etesia keeps going. There's no limit sensors. It keeps pushing through, and that is why you can't really have just the Stihl on your team at the moment. You have to take, well, I find I have to take the Etesia to get the jobs done. So there we go. Anyway, hopefully you found that useful. There's no point in me taking the mulch plug out because it will just destroy that grass. Absolutely no problem. You saw what it was doing there with the mulch plug in. So yeah, there we go. There's the Etesia LKX2. Let me know if you've got any questions about this mower and I'll try and answer them. In the meantime, head over to the website lawnmowingbusiness.co.uk where you'll find loads of tips, tricks, articles and guides on how to start your own successful lawn mowing business, as I have done. So yeah, please head over there and be sure to subscribe to the email list to be updated when I put any new articles live. So thanks for watching and please like and subscribe this video. Cheers, Amp!